You're listening to the Betoota Advocate's weekly news wrap on Desert Rock FM 96.5. Welcome back to the Betoota Advocate weekly bulletin. Thank you for joining us. We love having you here. You're joined by myself, Clancy Overell, editor of the Betoota Advocate. We've got the rising talent in the cadetship space in the shape of Effie Bateman. Thank you for joining us, Effie. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you, Clancy?
I'm well, thank you. And thank you for filling in for Wendell Hussey, who...
Snapped it again.
He snapped it again. Bit more of a tear this time, I'm led to believe. He needs some sort of reconstruction to his banjo string. Don't know much about this world or that procedure. I just wish him the best. And, of course, we're joined by editor-at-large, Errol Parker. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. I actually popped over to Wendell's last night and had a look at the scar. It seemed to be healing well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, look, he's back on his feet. No, they use that surgical glue.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's just getting some feeling back.
I had that when I got hit in the eyebrow with a ping pong bat, and they gave me that.
Yeah, similar feeling, I imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it worked for you?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, hopefully it worked for him.
No scar, so he might be lucky.
Yeah, no scars down there. Anyway, what's in the news this week, Effie?
All right, so starting off, and the headline reads, "Is this Hawaii 2.0? Albanese enjoys decadent European holiday in Ukraine during the Sydney floods."
Yes, Anthony Flyover Ceci Albanese is under fire this week for skirting his responsibilities as Prime Minister by opting to take an unannounced holiday in Ukraine rather than helping Australians stuck in the middle of a natural disaster. While that natural disaster did happen when he was already landing in Ukraine, that hasn't stopped the opposition and Murdoch media from claiming that Albanese is holidaying while his home state is in floods.
Well, the government has tried to claim that the trip was a, quote, secret because it's supposedly dangerous in a war zone, but they faced a PR nightmare after photos emerged of Albanese indulging in a European holiday as he gallivanted around the war-weary streets of Kyiv and Irpin.
Yeah, there was a comment on that one from Chris Tabone. He said, holding a hose would just make things worse in this situation. It was pretty clever, mate. Pretty insensitive to those stuck in the floods, but we'd love to have a bit of feedback from our readers.
And staying on this topic now, and President Zelensky has been moved to tears after hearing about Albanese's humble upbringing in Camperdown.
Yes, this is despite all of the distress and trauma caused by a full-scale Russian invasion of his beloved homeland. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has impressed the world this week with his ability to appreciate just how tough things were in the inner west in Sydney, in the council flats in particular, during the 70s and 80s.
Yes, a bit of a bromance fostered between the Ukrainian leader and Albanese, with Zelensky moved to tears upon hearing about the trials and tribulations that a young Albo faced as he was cutting around the ungentrified streets of Camperdown, well before he left the Houso Flats and went to Sydney Uni to become a professional lefty.
We've got an exclusive quote here from the chat. Zelensky, doing his best to speak English while also holding back tears, said, I don't know how you did it. I guess that really puts things into perspectives for us here in Ukraine.
And next, gays have been told to take a hike as corporations rush to swap Pride Month symbolism for NAIDOC symbolism.
In line with the last decade of progressive neoliberal performances, the top end of town is making sure to acknowledge the contributions of Australia's First Nations people in their own special way.
Yes, not by hiring any of them, of course, but by plastering the red, black and yellow colours on every corporate logo they can. And unfortunately for the LGBTQI community, that means all those rainbow flags and logos need to be pulled down ASAP. Unfortunately, the gays will have to wait another 11 months until it's their turn again to exist.
Well, at least they got a month, mate.
And lastly, Jetstar has informed passengers mid-flight that the trip has been cancelled.
Yes, it's alleged this incident occurred a couple hours ago in the flight from Betoota to Perth, with passengers stating that they heard a crackle over the intercom and the captain revealed that the flight was cancelled and that they'd be descending into Port Augusta shortly.
Thankfully, there were no issues with the landing, and Jetstar kindly offered to put them on a flight from Port Augusta to Melbourne in 2 days' time, and giving them $50 worth of food and accommodation vouchers.
Good on them.
Well, Clancy, you know what they say about Port Augusta? It's the Venice of the Bight.
Really? Is there lots of rats there?
No, just lots of disrespectful tourists that do not pay the adequate level of respect to the locals.
Selfie sticks, all that.
Yeah, all those American old rich billionaires just buying apartments in Port Augusta and, pushing all of these locals to go and live in lesser places like Wyangla in the Spencer Gulf.
I feel for him. Anyway, that's it from us this week. Thank you for tuning in to the Betoota Weekly Bulletin. I'm Clancy Overell.
I'm Errol Parker.
And I'm Effie Bateman.
Hooroo.